New York City last week of summer here. Labor Day weekend coming, and at some point during these 2 weeks of the U.S. Open, the seasons change here. The humidity gets blown out, usually end in nice, crisp early fall weather. Back to school next week here in New York. A lot of us have already dropped ours off.
What the colleges start early.
Yep. It's a light men's day today. Very little men's play, and in fact, this is the only second round match to be played so far. Men's second rounds will be tomorrow and Friday.
That's what happens when you play a first round over 3 days. Which is really slam. They do that. That's when you smack yourself in the head if you're Scoville Jenkins. I mean, he let that ball drop. It almost looked like it was going to hit the ground for the second time before he hit it. You got to take that ball earlier.
Now the trend early that's comforting for Nadal. He's only lost 1 point so far on his serve.
He's dictating play on his serve. Scoville's been forced to use a lot of his emotional energy and effort to hold just to win some games. He's lost his way here in this last game or so. He seems to have lost some confidence.
John, is it hard for a righty? Did you experience this receiving from right-handers? Is it hard for righties to hit to a lefty's backhand because it is counter to what they would normally do?
It shouldn't be, because you should practice that even if you're playing a righty. You want to mix it up if you're playing a right-hander. And this serve is the easiest serve for a righty to hit out to Nadal's backhand, other than maybe a flat one right up the middle where the net is lower. Exactly the serve that he should be able to hit. There's 6 serves you want to practice. You want to serve the ball out wide on both courts. You want to serve it up the middle. You want to serve into the body. And then you want to use 3 or 4 different spins. You want to slice it. You want to kick it. You want to hit it flat. Sometimes you even use a combination. This is another easy serve for a righty, slicing it into the center of the court, away from Nadal's backhand. I mean, last night, Muller did that unbelievably well.
Right.
With his left hand to serve out to Rocks. unmerciful to his backhand.
15-14.
So the third double already for Jenkins, and now Nadal with 2 break points to get a firm grip on the first set.
It's so intense looking, Nadal. I mean, it's intimidating. Well left, just long.
Yes.
Just. He could see that that's what Nadal was going to try to do. That was well aged by Scoville. Thought it would just miss, and it did. 1 set point. Oh, sorry, it's 4-2. Sorry. 2 break points.
Yeah.
If he can get that first serve going, he can make a match of this at least.
Well, that's his best bolt so far. Second ace. I think Dad was right. He does have a little more pop than last year.
133. I mean, that's coming in a hurry.
That's out. So Jenkins hangs in there. Still a break for Nadal in the first.
Harding keeps it low. He'll have a chance for a passing shot. His footwork and preparation is. He gets himself in a position nice and early, and that's going to force Jenkins to move to one side or the other. Then he just hits it to the open court. See, look at that. He's ready to hit the ball right there. He's got a couple seconds to line it up. That is beautifully done. Feel awful good for Scoville Jenkins right there. Easily the biggest forehand he hit in the match right there. I mean, he flattened that out. That has some serious pace on it. And now he knows he can just put this anywhere he wants. And he's actually got a chance to level this first set.
And it's fun to hear. I mean, the fans here tonight, they sense it. They understand this is a, this is the 16 seed playing the 1 seed in March. If they smell that he has any hope, it'll be a huge bandwagon right behind him.
There's a lot of fans that waited out this rain delay. To their credit, they want to see some entertainment and some quality, and they're getting that right now in this first set. Great play. That will bring a smile to your dad's face, that's for sure. Good for him.
He sees himself up on the big screen, the Scoville senior.
Also sees about 5 huge forehands that Jenkins hit to win that point. If he wins his point unbelievably, it will be level here. You see the way Nadal fired up. Look at him. He knows it was a big point.
And that's all right. So is that a Hewitt play right there? Celebrating the other.
First of all, I don't mind the Hewitt play.
Okay.
I got to say that for the record. I think that the fact that people are complaining that is a bunch of baloney.
Okay. All right. That having been said, is
no,
celebrating
it's
the other player missing?
It's a Nadal play because he won a big point. Okay. Got these players that complain about Hewitt and Nadal getting into it. It's just a joke.
Talked about this last night, didn't we, John? Not all points are the same. That break point.
It's tougher to pull it off then. It's tougher to serve a match out. I mean, we can go on and on. It's tougher to feel as relaxed in a tiebreaker. Just ask Roddick last night. See that ball kick away from Jenkins. So much spin on it.
So Nadal dodged it. And he holds for 5-3. The tournament summary is presented by Saab. Kim Clijsters continues her terrific hard-court summer, winning easily today. So did Venus and Serena. Hewitt played his first-round match early today and won easily. And tomorrow, Ginepri will play in the daytime against Muller, and Blake under the lights against Andrea. Andre Agassi also plays tomorrow, and that'll be follows 2 women's matches, so it'll be about mid-afternoon here at Ash Stadium. And of course, we'll have it all starting at 11 a.m. Eastern.
First service.
Well, there's the Nadal camp. Sebastian Nadal in the second row is Rafa's dad. Tony Nadal's uncle and coach. Carlos Costa was a very good player from Spain.
Yeah, he hit the top 10, so he's what it's like to compete at a high level.
13-15.
Nadal also has an uncle, Miguel Angel, who is a national soccer star in Spain. Played for FC Barcelona. Very close family. In fact, Nadal still lives in a 5-story apartment building on the island of Mallorca with shares it with his entire family. Which shows another reason to me he's very wise, because it is one of the most beautiful places on earth, that island.
I haven't been there. Have you been there?
Oh, yes, I have. It's spectacular. Carlos Moya, of course, also from that island. Mallorca, as they say. Oh, Jenkins, a good acquittal in his first set.
So I put on.
He's played well. He got the slow start. Needs to hold serve early in this second set, the first couple times. Get ahead.
was the face of tennis in 2005, Rafael Nadal, 19 years old, French Open champion, the one man that has been able to play Roger Federer, beating him at the French, good enough to be up 2 sets in 4-1 in a hard court against Federer. And Nadal, his first U.S. Open with expectation, takes the first set from Jenkins.
The way he handled that was very, very impressive because he kept the racket in front of him. As we'll see here, you see him approaching the net. He's got triple set point. He gets himself into good position. He moves his body out of the way but keeps the racket in front of him and just pushes it to the open court. So Nadal is improving that net. That's worrisome for opponents. He wants to win on all surfaces. You mentioned to me, Ted, the other day that he said what he really wants to do is win at Wimbledon.
Isn't that amazing?
So this guy wants it all.
Sometimes you hear these things from players, you have a hard time believing. Nadal wants to win Wimbledon. Andy Murray, the young Scot who we saw play yesterday.
Don't tell me he wants to win the French.
The U.S. Open. Oh. He said that's his dream. He said this is his favorite tournament. He loves the rock and roll feeling of the U.S. Open.
And he's also a great story, too.
Yes, he is.
He's just not some guy they're building up. Is not the real deal in England. I mean, he's...
Hey, we're seeing a lot of new blood these first few days of the
really
Open, John, and it's good, isn't it?
Absolutely is. And you're going to get a real indication of who's going to be competing. We hope Scoville's made some nice progress.
Absolutely, and that's the other point. And look at where else we're seeing diversity in the sport, and how wonderful is it to see that?
It's what we've talked about. Every year we've done this telecast, Ted, we've talked about giving more kids an opportunity and an accessibility to this great game. And the more we do that, the more chances that you'll see a guy like Scoville Jenkins reach the higher echelons of the game. Last year he finished at 768. He's basically cut that in half at 352. He's going to get at least, I believe, 35 points for even winning around here. So he's on his way up. That guy looks familiar.
He's getting very distinguished in his later years, isn't he?
I'll tell you. He's better looking every year, sort of like his older brother. No,
he wears the pinstripes well, just like you do.
He's got some decisions to make about Davis Cup in a couple weeks.
There was a moment that defied belief last night. Andy Roddick in his post-match press conference, after a crushing loss, was actually asked about Davis Cup. Patrick did not ask him the question.
What did he say?
Understandably, hardly the time for him to even think about that.
Just
I'm sure Patrick's thinking about it.
Yeah, Patrick is definitely thinking about it. Was that question brushed off, or was it answered?
No, he brushed it.
The wind has definitely kicked up.
15.
Explaining that whiff in the last game. It's making life a little bit trickier for these two players right now. You've got to really focus on the ball. You got to make sure your feet are moving. Get yourself in good position. You got to stay light on the court so you can move a little bit if you need to. Scoville Jenkins shirt. He might. I think Scoville should think about the Nadal look. He's getting more cut. He's getting stronger. He talked about his improvement physically. I think he should think about that tight shirt. Matter of fact, I predict a trend right here. Last day of August, 2005, I bet you in the next year or two, you're going to see a lot more players wear a shirt like Nadal.
The scuba. It's like he's ready to go on a little dive, isn't it?
That's a serve he needs to use against Nadal. I mean, if you've got a good body, why do you wear a loose shirt?
I've never had to answer that question.
I was looking the other way.
Thank you. Yeah. That's the amazing thing. You know, everybody here knew Nadal was going to get that.
Well, you just know he's not going to give up on any shot. That's what you got to love about the guy. And he looked to be out of the point here. Scoville didn't hit that as cleanly as he would have liked. And he gives Nadal a chance, hit one more shot, and then here comes the fist pump. It's like a bicep curl.
And he says he doesn't work out in the gym.
I never yelled at umpires. That ball was past the baseline. Not a tough call there.
Jenkins.
2 years ago, he was playing challengers. Played a whole series of indoor challengers. Nadal did 2 years ago. He said he made huge changes to his serve, and that's what enabled him to get back on the pro tour and win. Well, again, it can happen fast. Doesn't always, but Nadal sure did.
Well, first of all, he got healthier. He had some injury issues. He missed a couple French Opens when it looked like he would be a contender. And his serve has certainly improved in the last year. There's no doubt about that. It's going to get better, even. I predict it will get better.
That's a pretty good serve right there.
It's very good. I mean, most of the time, Nadal just spins his serve in. He doesn't hit it with a lot of pop.
But the second serve points.
I mean, his fastest serve of the night is 118. Scoville Jenkins has hit 133. He's getting 2 out of 3 serves, and that's good because he's going for a lot. Scoville Jenkins got tight, lost his serve the first time he served. He's played Nadal even since then. He's playing very well.
But here's again what he tried. He has to try. You got to try to make a dent on Nadal's serve.
And Nadal has slipped a little bit. He's not playing quite as well as when he came out of the box.
And of course, last year, when Scoville came on court to play Roddick the first game, didn't Roddick hit about a couple of 148-mile-an-hour jobs at him?
That was his. That was
welcome
his
to the
mojo.
Open. Yeah.
Except that some people sweating about that mojo vibe right now.
$30-11.
Well, Nadal here, another easy service game. So that was the first big one, Johnny. It was 123.
Actually, well, it says actually 134 on the gun.
134, you're right.
The 30 love was 123, which is hard, and he just really went for it there.
That was his big one.
I mean, that just shows you, because I did not see him hit a serve over 110 until the last couple months.
We showed you some of the people supporting Nadal here, and one of his other biggest supporters, really his mentor, has been Carlos Moya, another French Open champion, fellow Mallorcan. Took Nadal under his wing when Nadal was 12. And last December, when the U.S. and Spain played for the Davis Cup Championship, and the word got through to Nadal that he was being considered to play lead singles Nadal was going to the team captain to say no, that Juan Carlos Ferrero should play. And Moya told Nadal, no, if the coach thinks you're the man, play.
It's a pretty nice luxury to have Ferrero on the bench and play in the finals.
Love 30.
The problem with this right now, you've alluded to it, Ted, is that Nadal, except for one game, has held serve so easily. He's put the pressure right back on Jenkins. He hasn't given much time to breathe. And that gets to you eventually. So that serve is going to be effective against Nadal, and has been.
15 and 30.
See where he's standing? I mean, he's giving Jenkins that serve. Jenkins should take it. He looks annoyed, Nadal. He does.
He does.
He's not happy with things right now. That was a well-struck ball.
This is it's rewarding, I'm sure, for the entire Jenkins camp to see, because this is absolutely what they wanted to see tonight. He's just a better player than he was a year ago. And Jenkins on serve in the second.
We're having fun out in
Nadal this year.
Not bad at all.
A year that reminds you a lot of the year that Andre Agassi arrived in, was it 88, I believe? When Andre took the tour by storm, won a whole bunch of tour events.
It's unbelievable. Nadal has won 9 tournaments already.
And he has the major. It took Andre a few more years to get the first one. And when Nadal won the French this year, it was, as it is regarded in much of Europe, it's their biggest tennis championship. Record TV ratings in Spain, and now it's probably, what, about 5 in the morning in Mallorca.
Just finished dinner.
That's right.
41.
Scoville Jenkins has won $48,000 this year. Nadal already over $4 million in prize money.
Nadal has now had 5 love games on his serve.
2 games for 7 sets.
Started the year at what is it 51? 51 in the world. He's finished 2004. He's 2 in the world. And I don't believe he's got a whole lot of points coming up. I mean, it's not like he did a lot at the end of last year.
Lost second round here, so if he wins this, he's already going to add on.
Scoville Jenkins is really starting to hit his forehand very well. He's really hitting with confidence. He's being aggressive. He's picking his spots to move in. Nadal thought he had that lined up, and there's just too much pace. This wind is rough. Makes it much tougher to time your shots.
Boy, did Jenkins adjust beautifully on that.
He really did. He's got some wind behind him, and he used it to his advantage.
That ball looked like it changed its course 3 times.
Looked like he was going well wide and long. And when Jenkins ends up hitting, look at him. He's 3-4 feet inside the baseline.
But John, and you've mentioned, this has the feel that we never got last night here. These fans, these ones who waited out the rain, and they are firmly behind this guy. They're pulling him along. Jenkins hanging in there in the start of the second set.
Daddy, can I have some emerald nuts?
Honey, if you eat an emerald nut, unicorns will disappear forever.
Changeover.
And we've got our first late night for you here on USA. Glad to have you with us. It's John McEnroe, Ted Robinson, our entire USA Sports team.
There's some energy right now.
Yep. Now, neither one of these players has experienced this. They played under the lights, but they haven't played with this kind of an atmosphere. Nadal walking in to see if Jenkins is all right.
15-0.
Nadal's amazing, though. I mean, he senses the moment. I mean, he hits a great shot here. I mean, this is the first point of a game at 3-2, and he's jumping up and pumping his fist. This is the chance for Nadal now. I mean, he's obviously has a lot more experience. He's got the wind behind him, and this is where he's going to really try to break Jenkins. You know, take it to him here.
What was that, John? What did you think of that play? It looked like Nadal ran himself off the court to hit that forehand. Well, he's still able to get back and cover.
Well, what happened was the wind gust moved it a lot farther away from, closer to the line, the sideline than he thought it was. So he got out of position, but he still was quick enough to get back in. He thought he'd have more time to hit that, and it turned out he didn't. Still got out of it. Oh, that ball, that's a rough one. Ball boy gives it to the kid. Well done. So he learned from a mistake. He ran over there, just ripped it from the guy's hand. I mean, the crowd was on him like a wet blanket there.
Kids are happy. Of course, that's a change this year. They can keep a ball hit out of play. Chair umpire has a supply of used tennis balls on hand to replace anyone that's hit out of play.
And they should, of course, they should have had that years ago. A ball that's a game all 2, etc., up to 9. Now there's Arlen. I'll give Arlen Cantarian, the USTA president, a head guy. I think it's president, not president, CEO of the
head of
USTA.
professional tennis, right?
He's trying to do some things.
Absolutely.
Blue court. Give the balls. It's a start. It's a start.
And what?
Got to start somewhere.
And what the USTA, what Arlen himself will tell you is the players have been amazingly cooperative. All the little things that we've
Hitting the balls after the match.
Right. The interviews on the court at the end of the match.
The least they can do for the prize. What is it to win this?
1.1, I believe, right?
That's not too bad, shabby.
See the scores of the day going by.
This is where Scoville Jenkins has got to keep it together because he's got the wind against him. Nadal forgot his new balls. He wants to change rackets. He's like all these other guys.
It was on a non-TV court again. I would love to have seen how Carl Kuchera handled the ball toss today in the wind.
He is the argument for changing that rule. Me too. I missed most of that match. Big serve with the new balls.
Fourth ace.
It's a great shot. When he knows Jenkins' shots aren't going to be quite as penetrating, and he doesn't have to hit the ball as hard. This was well placed by. So he just pushed this ball back for Nadal, and he placed this passing shot.
Just a flick.
Just flick the wrist. He's so strong. It's called a look of disgust.
Well, John, I'm wondering if we're getting a little bit of Nadal's feeling, a little bit of what I used to call the Edberg disease, where these conditions is not great.
No, this is an equalizer.
Yeah, exactly. And is he feeling like, I'm not really enjoying this too much?
To be honest, no player wants to play under these conditions. He's edged out right now. It's gotten to him right now. That's why he just shrugged his shoulders, just try to calm down. It's how often you see him two balls that badly, and 2-point shots in a row. There's like a subtle adjustment, though. I mean, Nadal hit two-fisted backhands. He just slices the ball with one hand there. Give himself a little confidence. Do something a little different. That's really smart. Hustle, just missed. Watch how quickly Nadal stopped after he hit that ball. This is a good drop shot. He had to stop almost on a dime, so he didn't hit the net. Ball just wide. Scoville Jenkins is now breaking out a new racket. His father thought it was in, hoped it was in. Just missed.
Taking a little time now.
Good idea.
Yep,
good idea.
How important this is.
And he's now with a half volley.
And you notice what he did after he stood there, because he now knows, don't ever quit on this guy.
Look at how he kept low, used his legs, kept the racket in front. You don't hit half volleys any better than that.
Nice finish. Pops and family say, go get him. put on a very nice show tonight for the Arthur Ashe crowd. Prime time at the Open, presented by American Express. Let's watch how his last game finished.
Well, first of all, Nadal had really played well to get it to deuce. He had run down that drop shot. Then Jenkins hit that beautiful half volley, finished off with a forehand winner. It is good to see Scoville really enjoying this. And he's giving Nadal something to think about, I'll tell you. Gilles Muller may have inspired some of the long shots that they could pull it off. Tough to tell when sometimes Nadal hits it funny. He grunts very loudly, so you feel like you want to go back a little bit because the ball's going to come so fast, and all of a sudden it's got this spin, but it sort of dies in front of you. It's going to happen, especially with this wind too. So it's more difficult because you can't hear the ball coming off his racket.
A real spin ace there, just the second for Nadal.
100 miles an hour, but it got by him because it clipped the line.
That's this set. 1 point lost on serve. Only 5 points lost on serve in the match. Just been very easy on Nadal's serve. 4-all, second set.
No, Nadal, again, he just gets himself in such excellent position. It's just so tough. He's given himself time, number one, and it's so tough to tell where he's going to hit it. He also picks spots when he's up 40 love. He'll go for a bigger serve to gain confidence down the road. He also coming in that more often when he's in a winning position in the game. So he's able to work a little bit on his game. He picks the right time to try those things. Scoville got a little lucky there. That ball was going to float wide, but don't take a chance. You're that close to the net. If in doubt, hit it. Boy, that toss almost hit him in the nose.
Oh, missed that.
You don't want to wait for a volley. You get as close as possible to the net, particularly with that spin, bringing it down. Aggressively go after it.
Well, you mentioned it in the 3-all game, John. It's even more important here at 4-all for Jenkins to maintain his grip.
Well, that's what the top players do, too. They keep the pressure on. We talked about how few points Nadal has lost on his serve. Another big moment for Jenkins. lined those forehands up, and he really had Nadal scrambling. And ultimately, just didn't have enough on it. Jenkins just blowing another forehand by him. How many forehand winners has he's had? He's had quite a few.
Jenkins has 9 forehand winners for the match.
It's a late out call.
Out on the baseline.
Yeah. Great point. The crowd just realizing now that it was called out. That's why they're booing. Considering the conditions, Jenkins having a good serving day at 60%. He may get a first serve here.
Please.
No, apparently not.
Nadal was way back there, prepared for that backhand return.
Well, he's no fool. That's where Jenkins has been going. That's where he should be going. That's what Nadal needs to deal with. He played a safe cross-court return, forced some tightness, and Jenkins is tight on that ball. It's sure going to be tight right about now. That is a young man keeping his composure. That, to him, is a very critical juncture. That is not an easy ball to hand. You're expecting it to come low. All of a sudden, it's up high. You got to shift gears quickly. And he did very well. If I were Jenkins, after I hit that serve, I'd move in like 3-4 feet because almost all of Nadal's returns are coming in short. That way he can get the ball up high above the net, which make that shot. He can penetrate with that forehand more easily.
Look at a father. To think of, John, about what we all witnessed, including Scoville Jenkins Sr. witnessed on this court last year with this young man. It's how proud must a father feel? It's like watching his boy become a man tonight in front of his eyes.
He was proud of him last year, too. It's not easy to play the defending champion. First match at the U.S. Open. Huge forehand. You never know.
Yeah, that is one proud papa. really seemed to occur last night is occurring tonight and right now for Scoville Jenkins.
Well, I want to see a replay. I didn't see it there because Nadal was in my way. The crowd not pleased. And you talked about that, and it's so true how Jenkins is feeding off the crowd. He's feeding off in there to go up and question the call.
See, the IBM point tracker, yep, shows out. That replay seemed to show it out.
That is beautiful.
The difference is it's 11:40 p.m. here. This match doesn't happen this way if it's 11:40 a.m.
Sure doesn't. People are just so electric right now. They want this so bad. It's given Jenkins twice as much as energy as he would have had in the morning. I mean, he hasn't won him many points on Nadal's serve, but guess what? He's a couple points from leveling this match.
First time he's put a little bit of pressure on Nadal's serve.
30-15.
Two good points. Put Nadal back in charge.
And you wonder when, as this match goes on. We've been on court an hour and 24 minutes. Jenkins played a long time on Monday. That energy will take him a couple sets. Nadal makes you work, and he's made him work a lot harder on his serve than he's had to. Jenkins has to win this set. He's got to win this set to have a chance. But again, he's what? He's 19 too.
He'll turn 19 in a few weeks.
Oh. It's over.
You can smile. Even he knows how much different it is for him this year. Last year, that ball plops on his side of the net.
It's true.
Jenkins is furious.
Close. Yeah, it was.
Well, Jenkins had a look at that ball.
Yeah, if that was in, that caught the outside of the line.
Point tracker.
Well, that's where it looks like it was.
That says good. The linesman has a great look at that ball, unblocked.
Too bad that because where Jenkins is sitting, the water bottle, son, came out in the court, and it was about a second that umpire would have called a let. Instead, he double faults. It's 30 all, and the crowd really trying to spur Scoville on here.
The entire stadium groans, and Nadal with that emotion. One of the few times we've seen it tonight.
That is absolutely huge forehand again, and obviously a very makeable volley. And you can't tell me that that's bad sportsmanship. And the fact that Nadal pumps his fist there. I mean, don't even go there.
That's the Nadal that we saw so much in Roland Garros. Third break chance for Nadal in this set. Big game. Did it change on the call that Jenkins didn't like? He was up 30 love, and Nadal breaks. A little extra late night coverage for you, with Rafael Nadal having finally gotten a break, now serving for a 2-set lead.
If you come a little unglued in a previous service here, that's the way to start to try to get back before it's too late here. But that's a loose ball. Does have the luxury of the wind on this side, Scoville. A little bit more time.
Could this be something? This would get this back to a tie break.
He could break here. He's been close. He had that one game where he had a break point. He's certainly got a chance here. It's in. What was Nadal thinking here to try this at love 30? It was a great drop shot, though. Jenkins hit the line. He covered some court there. That was excellent speed.
One more, says Dad. Nadal has had more of a glare tonight, and he's been looking down a lot. Down at the court.
It's not enough granules on this court.
But that one more that Scoville Sr. was asking is usually the toughest one against the guy who's won 9 titles this year.
Well, he rarely gives away points, and he has given one in this game. So the likely is you're not going to see 2. He's going to have to earn this, Jenkins.
There's Nadal.
You gotta love that.
That's Rafael.
That's what you call good footwork. Forget the replay. Watch after the point. Hits the shot, wins the points. Deuce, here we go. Side to side, backwards.
The NFL scouting combine with that move. Deuce. He knows this is the knockout point. Long, and Nadal came back from love 40. 5 straight points. And Nadal now with a 2-set lead. The trainer is out to tend to Jenkins. Looks like left foot.
Some treatment for a blister. Now, if he cramps in the next set, he cannot get a break. It's default. We'll check that out.
We will. My understanding was his 1 injury timeout.
I think it's 1 injury timeout for each part of the body now.
15.
It's good to let the fans come down. It'd be nice if there's a couple ushers to still are here to wait till at least the changeover. The seniors tour, we can accept that because we're just happy people are there. Scoville just hit the second hardest serve of the match. So the ushers only worked at 12 here.
The 12:06 back to Penn Station.
It's the last train, I guess. The air in the balloon has been at least temporarily popped.
Still have folks filing down.
Especially behind the baseline, please. Any seat for now.
A lot of folks who come to this who are not hardcore tennis fans. Wait a minute. At a Rangers game, I don't have to do this.
Actually, believe it or not, you do now.
Is that right?
Yeah. You have to wait till a break in Rangers and Knicks games.
4-2.
I think you were at a tennis match or something. So long since they played a hockey game, it's hard to remember.
Yep. Oh, beautifully done by Nadal.
Well, Jenkins hit the ball right back to Nadal. Didn't barely had to move at all. And he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to place it well, make sure it went in the court. That's a pretty easy ball. Nadal's a little miffed now. What's going on? It's just now they're just pouring in again.
Thank you. Stand still, please. Thank you. Stand still for now, please. Thank you.
USTA does not want to pay the overtime, apparently.
Come on. It's a good thing.
It is a good thing. I mean, that's...
And obviously the first game, this is huge for Jenkins.
This is a big game, and there's a lot. It's a little disconcerting. I mean, it's not one person's. Jenkins, as they say, put a little extra mustard on that second serve. Went for it. 115. Caught Nadal by surprise. Saved that break point. Scoville's pretending like he didn't hear the call. It was a late one. It appears to be correct.
Yep. Carlos Ramos in the chair. Both the lineswoman and the umpire called this out. That was a brutal point that could play for both men. Wind whipping.
He is taking a lot of looks at the court.
Nadal has been
incredible.
Yeah. It's like, what's down there?
Advantage.
It's a sixth double. second break point.
We're going to have to play it like that. Whoa, he's not going to. It seemed like it was perhaps a little after Nadal hit his return, but he has an argument here. It was very close.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cyclops made a goal, but it was after the ball was hit. There was no hindrance. Point for Mr. Jenkins.
You heard his ruling. He said Cyclops sounded after the ball was hit.
Yes, and I think he was correct. It was just after. Just extra effort paying off.
Eight unforced errors by Nadal.
Not often you see him talking to his camp, muttering into himself. This is a frustrating conditions. And it's gotten to Nadal a bit.
We have seen this, John, haven't we, so many times through the years. And it's generally the players from the European countries who don't spend a lot of time over here. And it's unique.
Or they've been over here for quite a while, so they've got to dig in their souls to not start thinking about being back in European soil. Nadal is not one of those players that will give up.
That was some game, that marathon game that Jenkins eventually holds. 6 deuces.
Jenkins has served well, he's played well.
The bottom line's a difference. 1 break in each set.
He's had a game in the first, a game in the second where he could have gotten a break, wasn't able to capitalize. It's that dogged determination of Nadal that has won him these first couple sets. He wanted that break bad. Jenkins didn't give in. It was well done. Doesn't appear to be affected by the toe, although he just reached over and checked things out on that. Return to serve miss or just after.
Still, John, here we are early in the 3rd set, looking at a match where Nadal has only lost a total of 9 points on his serve.
Six of them are in 2 of the games. down a break point. He's on left 40. But he does, so he's putting the pressure back on Jenkins. Now Jenkins against the wind. He's just played a long, tough game to hold. And it just seems like a minute ago, and he's already serving again. That wears on you. He's used that serve effectively. He's done what he should be doing against Nadal. Attacking that backhand. Look how far away Nadal is returning that serve. Hitting through the ball.
Yeah,
so well.
And John, no sign of fatigue.
No, not at all so far. 40. I wouldn't have thought when I watched Jenkins play Nadal that at this point he'd have 18 forehand winners and Nadal 8.
Yeah. Jenkins has twice the winners. He also has 5 times the errors. Jenkins stays strong at the start of the third.